Hello dear students. Today we will be proceeding with the same topic, that is metals and non-metals, and in today's lecture I'll be sharing with you the answers of page number 46 NCERT. I haven't coded the questions. I hope you all are having books. So let us start with question number 1. Question number 1 is, just see, why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene oil? Question is, why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene oil? So just have a look on this question. Already this concept has been discussed with you people, that sodium reacts with air and water both. Also, sodium is very reactive metal. Fine. And when it will be when we are going to keep it in open, it will frequently be reacting with oxygen to form its oxide, and also it will react with the vapors which are present in the environment to form hydroxide. Fine. So these two, when they will be formed, this reaction will be highly reactive reaction. So what will happen? Immediately the sodium will catch fire when it will be kept in open as such in air. So to preserve the accidental fires, or to prevent the different accidents, it is being preserved in kerosene oil. It is being stored in the kerosene oil. I am repeating it again. Sodium is highly reactive metal. Number 1 point, it will be frequently reacting with air and water if it is going to kept as such. So to preserve the accidental fires, as well as to just control any of the accident, it is being preserved in kerosene oil. Okay, now question number 2 is, see, question number 2 is, you have to code the reactions of iron with steam and calcium and potassium with water. Already when we have discussed the topic reaction of metals with water, there we have discussed what? Reaction of metals with cold water, where we have said what we have said, that sodium, potassium, they are going to react with cold water. Why so? Because they are very reactive. Even calcium will also be reacting with cold water. Okay, but the reaction will not be that violent reaction. Then comes magnesium. Magnesium will be reacting with hot water. And then comes steam. For steam we have coded the best example, that is iron, and this example we have discussed in the first chapter also. Just see, iron we are going to have steam. Definitely it is water is in the form of steam. So steam we have taken, a particular oxide of iron will be formed, that is Fe3O4. okay, and along with the evolution of hydrogen gas. These reactions, they have been discussed in detail in the previous lectures. You can go through those lectures again if you feel any doubt. Then comes your calcium and potassium. As I have told, these reactions, these metals are highly reactive metals. These reactions are going to be very exothermic reactions, but in comparison to potassium, reaction of calcium will be comparatively less reactive one. So here we are going to have the formation of calcium hydroxide, and here the formation of potassium hydroxide along with the evolution of hydrogen gas. Now comes question number 3. Very important question. These type of questions are normally being asked in the exams. Okay, so what he is saying, just have a look. Sample of 4 metals A, B, C and D were taken, then and added to following solutions one by one. What he is saying, just have a look. Let us say A has been taken, then B has been taken, samples have been, different metals have been taken na. Then C has been taken and D has been taken, and they have been added in the following solutions. These are all metals. Let us try to understand now. So A is not able to displace iron. So that here no reaction. A is able to displace copper. So here displacement reaction has taken place. Okay. No reaction with zinc and silver. Then B. B has shown displacement reaction with iron, means B has displaced iron. Okay. C. C has displaced silver. Have a look. No reaction, no reaction, no reaction, but silver nitrate displacement. And D has not displaced anything, means any of the reaction is not being carried out by D. It means that, what it means that D is the least reactive metal. Yes or no? Because it is not able to displace. Now if we will be recalling our reactivity series, just see this reactivity series. We have coded like this. Have a look. Potassium, sodium, calcium, all these elements are written. Hai? So C is able to displace silver. C is able to displace silver. It means that C is more reactive than silver. It means that C is more reactive than silver. Then B has displaced iron. It means here is the silver. Now B has displaced iron. Here is your iron. And A has displaced copper. Okay, it means that these three are the elements. It means that iron has been displaced by B. So B will be most reactive metal. Then copper has been displaced by A. Then copper will be after that. And then it will be silver. I hope you are getting. Just see the answer. What is the first question for this? Which is most reactive metal? We have written B. So we have written B is the most reactive metal. Then next part is, what would you observe if B is added to a solution of copper sulfate? As B is more reactive than iron, so and less reactive than zinc, so displacement reaction will be carried out. And if he is asking us the decreasing order series for the metals, have a look. We have said B is most reactive. Decreasing means we have written already B is most reactive and D is least reactive. And other thing what we have said, A will be at the second number. Why so? Because A has displaced copper. See, iron has been displaced at first, so B is most reactive. Then after that, what we are saying? We are saying A. Then after iron, copper has been displaced. Then after copper, silver has been displaced, and D hasn't displaced anything. So I hope all these metals, how they have been arranged in the decreasing order reactivity, this is clear to you. Okay, so these type of questions, please make sure you should go through them well. Next question is, which gas is produced when dilute HCl is added to reactive metal? Definitely hydrogen gas. And we have to write the reaction of iron with dilute H2SO4. So simple reaction this is. Iron plus H2SO4, definitely salt will be formed, that is FeSO4 plus hydrogen gas is going to be evolved. Okay. Last question, again important question. What is this question? What would you observe when zinc is added to a solution of iron sulfate? Zinc is added to a solution of iron sulfate. Again you see this series. Zinc is added to a solution of iron sulfate. Definitely zinc will displace iron from iron sulfate. That is what we have written. See, the green color of the solution would slowly disappear. Zinc would gradually dissolve and iron would get precipitated at the bottom of the beaker. Why it has happened? Reason is zinc has displaced iron from iron sulfate solution or ferrous sulfate solution. What has been formed? Zinc sulfate and iron. So if you don't want to write this answer, if you will be writing simply that zinc is more reactive than iron, so that's why it has displaced iron from its salt solution, and then you will be coding this reaction, then also the answer is going to be okay. But the thing is, sometimes the colors are being asked, sometimes the precipitates are being asked, so that's why I have written the answer in that form. Okay, so For today, it's okay for you. Just go through these question answers well. Tomorrow in next lecture, I'll be taking how metals and non-metals are going to react with each other. Okay, thank you. God bless you.